Go!
Hello and welcome to Heroes and Generals Devstream number 71, live from Copenhagen. I am Rito Gargamel, and with me is Rito Redbjarne, the game director, and a new face, Rito Kraken,
Hello.
who has been hiding from the camera until now.
Wow!
We've had a lot of players trying to guess your accent. What is your... Why do you have a British accent?
My bastard British accent, it actually comes from... I come from Germany. My bastard British accent comes from my literary studies, English literary studies.
So instead of studying
Instead
engineering...
of studying engineering, what every sensible German should do, I started studying literary studies. Then I came to my senses and
It's
studied.
a gateway to heavy metal and all that, so...
Worked well for me. But
so,
then... yeah.
And then what is it that you do in a few words?
I'm kind of Gargamel's disciple, I'm Robotron's disciple, and I do community work and support. So you see me on the blog, on Facebook, on the forum.
And she does the video
and
also on Twitch.
I'm on Twitch.
So,
since today.
Yeah, since today. Today it's going to be very busy because we just found a name for the new update. Actually, I should follow my script here. First, the news. So, and it's really honestly the news is we have a new update coming, and the name is Divieta, and it's named after a Soviet fighter pilot ace who managed a daring escape from a prisoners of war camp in Peenemünde, which is also the place where they were firing the V2 rockets from. So the story goes that, I'm going to try and say it from memory, he got shot down over the Ukraine, was it? Yes, in 44, and he knew that if he got in German hands with the pilot's uniform, he would be in deep shit. So he switched identities with a dead infantryman, and then he ended up being teamed with other Soviet infantrymen in a prisoner camp, and they kind of figured out, wait, there's only one guard, there's 10 of us. So they killed the guard, put on, I think, a guard uniform, and then one of the Soviets pretended to be escorting his prisoners to this hangar over there, where there happened to be a fighter bomber that they could steal. So they stole the prison commander's personal fighter bomber, and flew away with that, and then
used it only for hunting.
Yeah, and then they when they came over the Soviet Union, they were shot at because the Red Army thought that was a German bomber. They managed to land without crashing, and as they landed, people were they did not believe them that they escaped. The NKVD refused to believe them until after the war, where the director of the space program, Sergei Karalyov, presented the story of Divieta to a tribunal and said, this guy actually did us a service. And then he was awarded the Order of the Hero.
That's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's a
Hero of the
story
Soviet. So he's
kind of
in 57 he got the Hero of the Soviet Union medal, which is it's around the same time I think that they were launching Sputnik. So anyway, I like this story of the Soviet Union too. So the new Divieta update brings we already showed some of the new camo, new vehicles and all that, but there is a huge feature that is coming also in this update, and I will let you name it. It is
finally a slightly updated squad mechanic.
Slightly. It's a major thing, right? It affects every aspect of the game.
It's one of those features where we started out thinking that it would be a small update because it was just we do this and this and then it's all going to be fine. And then when we started working on it, it's like, oh, if you have to do this, it affects this area of the game as well. And okay, we have to fix this, and it affects this and this and this, and then suddenly it's like it just was all over the place, so it took a lot longer for us to finish it than we first thought.
So we were going to show it, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can full screen, full screen the user interface. So you'll notice that the enter combat button is moved down to the bottom right portion of the screen. And this means that in this area, you you have all your squad options as well as the enter combat button. If you start the game as a brand new player, you only get the option to enter combat. Right? You don't get to invite people to a squad. You have to kind of gain experience and figure out how it works before you get the option to invite friends. Since I'm already fairly advanced with this character, I'm going to just show you how you do the steps of inviting somebody to your squad. So first I need friends. So I got my friends here, but there's a specific person I don't have in my friends list. I want to add him so I can play with him today, and that's Colin, who's behind the camera today.
Hello.
So if I look for Colin, there he is. So I sent him a request, and now what this does, it's a handshake, right?
Actually,
so he has to accept my friend's request.
That's one of the things that's now in the system, is that it requires handshake in order to friend up. So it's no more lurking on our accounts. I'm afraid.
I think though that our faces are sort of hiding the menu there. Although I'm done with this. I'm done with this side of the screen. I think we'll be fine.
I think
we can keep our faces on. Then you can click on one of these empty soldier portraits at the bottom of the screen, and there you can invite somebody to be in your squad.
Which then opens.
It also opens the chat on the left, and also it expands the chat window a little bit. So now that Colling's in my squad, here I have this squad options. And this here, so you can either click on these icons at the bottom or at the top, squad and maps and filters. So these are the two. Yeah, I'll try to show you one screen at a time. There's a lot of information on there. So what's going on? Here's a list of every squad member. I think actually I'm going to add another one. I'm going to add Splixen.
Oh, Muerte.
It's Muerte I want. Yes,
Yeah.
It's Muerte. Sorry. I couldn't actually. I'm just curious if I wanted to add Splixen. Here I get an error message. It says your friend cannot join because he's in another squad. Haha.
So you always know what your friends are up to.
Yeah. He's with more interesting friends,
With
right?
more interesting friends.
With better friends.
Yeah. You can have your friends, I'll have my friends. But we're going to do today. We're going to do a demonstration of how this plays out inside the action game, and Splixen will be actually helping us and not trying to kill us for once. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So what's going on here? I see that there's some points. It looks like equipment points.
Yes.
So we have squad customization points, and it's the same logic as the equipment menu. And I have also these here. So this is an extra soldier slot. Auxiliary seat. I'm sorry, I've been reading the design documents too much. It's an auxiliary seat on your squad, and what this means is that let's start from the start.
Thank you.
I was again getting ahead of myself. It's an infantry squad.
Yes.
How do I know that it's an infantry squad? Is because I have my infantry soldier here, Andrei Aspirin, selected. If I wanted to have a different type of squad, actually, I'm gonna.
Now you should maybe not do it.
Yeah, I should maybe not do it right now, because if I do this now, if I wanted to change soldiers, I would have to disband my squad, because the way it works is your squad is determined by the type of soldier you have.
Actually, sort of like the same thing that we have now. The old squad system is also based on sort of like a base class of soldiers, and that's what we built on. Because so you would have to, if you want to have if these two guys you invited to this squad didn't have a tanker, and you change it to a tanker squad, then they would be thrown out anyway. So it makes sense that you actually have to rebuild the squad from another soldier's perspective.
But if they would have a tanker,
but
you still have to disband the squad.
We thought it would be the better solution, just like disband the squad and build a new one.
Keeps things simple. So I'll show you just for the principle of it. So if I had my tanker here and I wanted to invite somebody, I'm going to try inviting Colin again. Where is he? Where did he go?
You have too many friends.
I have too many friends now. Is there something that I'm missing here? Oh, I can't invite Colin because... Oh no, he's here. Sorry.
There he is.
I thought he went away. So if
Now he has to accept.
he has to accept.
You see the blinking
You
icon?
see it down there,
Yeah.
here.
And there you go.
So there he is. So, and I can here actually it doesn't show me the portrait, but down here I see that it's also a tanker. So, for the purposes of today's demonstration, we want to have an infantry squad. So I'm going to go back to my infantry character, and then I invite my two stooges, invite Colin and. A stooge is a good thing, isn't it? No. Where's Muerte? There is Muerte. And I don't like this name. It's in Danish. Nobody understands that. So I'm.
What you can do, because what he can
Yeah.
do, because he is the squad leader and rank. What are you? 14. So from rank 6 on, you're a full-blown squad leader, and what it means that you can actually change the name.
Yeah, that is another thing. To customize the squad, you have to be the squad leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
And actually, the squad is persistent and belongs to the squad leader. It belongs to a soldier. So every soldier you have can have his own squad. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but what is this? The auxiliary seat.
Which you also can have because you're a squad leader.
Yeah, that's. I have these squad customization points I can spend on. Here it seems like I have what. So we have the other character classes. So let's say, for example, I want a recon auxiliary seat. What does that do?
It's it's sort of like a shared position for your two friends and you. If one of you have a recon soldier, you can at either time in during the battle you can switch in and take that role instead of your infantry guy. So it's a way to you can say soften up the composition of the squad a little bit, give him a little bit of a secondary speciality. Obviously, it's very dependent on how many squad upgrade points you have.
And speaking of those, we can see here the two badges that give you squad customization points. I'm going to make the chat go away. So the squad leader badge is you level it up by well, it says here actually by
being
giving
squad
orders,
leader.
by being a squad leader.
Yeah.
So
by giving the orders and by having your squad
orders.
members actually complete the orders as well.
So if you give bogus orders and nobody takes them seriously, you're not a good squad leader.
Yeah, then it just
and nobody
longer time
gives
for
you
you.
experience
Yeah.
for that. So if you give good orders that make sense, people will follow them. You get experience from that.
Yes.
And you earn squad customization points.
Yes.
Oh, actually, we call it squad upgrade points.
Squad upgrade points. Yeah.
And here you can have 6 of them on the squad leader ribbon, and the same with squad member by
That's
following
it's
orders.
Exactly the same thing.
Same thing.
We have 2 ribbons for the squad leader and the squad member, and the reason for that is actually a little bit more. It requires a little bit of explanation, because you could say that why do we have 2 ribbons and not just one? And it's actually because the design for the whole squad system it goes further than we have had time to implement. And the idea is that in the end you'll be able to, as a squad member, you'll be able to customize your squad position as well. To say, I want to be a machine gunner, so then you can say machine gunner and use some of your points on that, and then you'll have a benefit of if your soldier does have a machine gun, for example. That has not been implemented yet, but that's the reason why we took the step to actually implement the point part of the system as well in this iteration.
So, with my squad customization points or upgrade points here, I have a maximum of
12.
12.
Obviously.
Yes. And assuming I had enough, I could buy I could unlock another auxiliary seat. And you can see that the characters that come with vehicles, with planes and tanks are more expensive, and the second seat is a little bit more expensive than the first one. So if you want to have more choice,
you can actually get 3 seats. That's the maximum.
If you have the max points.
But not for all classes.
right?
So obviously the vehicle ones are the most expensive ones. So you cannot make like a mixed infantry and tank with like a full 3 tanks in it. That's impossible. And also you can see that you can spend your points there.
Instead of having an extra class, an extra soldier type, I could do this instead. Invite more people.
Not instead. You can actually do both if you have enough. If you
If I have enough points,
you can do both.
But you're limited by how many points you got left.
Of course,
is what I mean. So So I
And
can
you-
either choose to spend, expensive, buy
No, but
expensive.
there's also another thing. The balance is obviously
seats.
it's the. I'll let you get into that with the benefits of the squad, but it's actually it's better to be a bigger squad actually. Because you are more people, so we sort of like balance it so that the more people you add to your squad, the less extra options you actually have, just to make sure that we don't get like super OP MacGyver squads with everything in them. So that's the reasoning for that. And also you could say like our new matchmaking system that lies behind this stuff. It likes small squads rather than large squads because it's easier to find a battle for a small squad than a large squad.
But since you're talking about the benefits of being in a squad, I'm sure everybody's looking at this intensely. So how do we read this? I am contributing.
It's actually just been changed in the latest version, so
Yeah.
this is not the.
This is not correct.
It's correct still, but the UI guys just made some final changes to this stuff, so it's going to be a little bit more clear what actually is going
Okay,
on.
good. Okay, because the way, well, I mean, it took me a while, then I figured out. Okay, I get 10% because I get 5% bonus from calling and 5%
Let me try and
from where to.
should I
Right?
try and explain it?
Right? Oh, you go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
For if you have veteran membership
Yeah.
on your account, then everyone in the squad receive a 5% veteran membership bonus. That means if you do not have a veteran membership, you get like a 5% veteran membership from you.
So any bonus I get from my veteran membership
Yeah,
divided by 20, you get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that goes for everybody in the squad. So if player number 2 have veteran membership as well, he also gives 5% to each of the other members, which means that even though you have already a veteran member, you still get the 5% on top of your already 100%, and that goes for everything. So it should actually there it should say 110% veteran membership bonus instead of a 10%.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the final version is going to say 110.
Yeah, because then the people who doesn't have veteran membership, that would just say 10% for those.
Of course.
That makes sense.
It will actually say 15 if there were 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's kind of
nice.
like it's sort of like a thing that we thought it would be good to implement something that where people share more of these things in the game. It goes when we get to the actual in game, we can explain some more about how you actually everybody in the squad gets benefits from the other players' actions as well.
Yeah, you can actually. It's only beneficial to be in a squad, with or without veteran membership of your mates. You get benefits from being in a squad. You get benefits from contributing to what happens on the battlefield. So it's really, really good to play together in a squad. It's just.
But technically, you
much more.
don't exactly have a choice. You'll always be in a squad. You can leave the squad
Well,
you're in. We'll show you that later.
Yeah,
actually.
we'll show you that later.
You
Oh,
can-
don't
you can-
know.
Maybe I should
Talk
you should
about
mention
it.
that because that's
Yeah.
actually the biggest
Yeah.
fundamental change to the whole system is that now we put people in a squad to begin with, and they have to actively leave the squad to get out of it. So it's not
It's opt out
Yeah,
instead of
in
opt
the
in.
old system that that's currently on live, you have to sort of like make a squad and join it in. So that's an opt-in system. Right now, you have to leave it. So we we can say we force people into a squad in the game instead of leave it open to them to create the squad because the game is just a lot better when you're playing together in a squad.
It is somewhat the representation of how the game is supposed to be played. The whole system. Also, when you're new to the game and you just have the possibility to share that with others and ask questions and see what the others are doing, and makes it a much nicer experience than to stand alone on a battlefield that you have never seen before. So,
And run in the wrong direction. We're going over here.
yeah.
No, go here.
Are we? I think we covered most of this screen. But now that I've selected Recon as an auxiliary seat, you see the Recon deploy icon down there. And so only one player can use this seat at a time.
Yeah.
And to do so in the action game, you have to actively select a different character. We'll show you that later.
And I'd say one reason for this is also that we would like to keep the squad together between games. So when you exit the battle, you come back, you end up in the squad system again. And obviously we need to determine that the whole squad needs to leave at the same time. So that's why it's sort of like an extra extra position that you can play, but it's not the one that dictates when the squad is leaving. This infantry squad will leave the game when there's no more infantry resources left on the battlefield, even though there might be recons left. So it's only like an extra thing.
Because this is not, you didn't join as recon. You get the option to play recon if it's possible, but you didn't join as recon. So once infantry runs out, you're out, because basically your job is done there.
It's only to like blur give the players a little bit more options than just locking them specifically to the one class they chose from the beginning.
So if I look at the other screen in the squad menu, maps and filters. So we can, of course, well, the encounter mode has this one map, so it's not a no-brainer. The skirmish game mode, again, that's just a question of having the appropriate rank. But when you get to war, here, you have some conditions to join the war battles with your squad. You have to, first of all, you have to have logged into the faction that you're trying to play.
Exactly.
Your entire squad must be
in the war
same
on the same
faction, and then so of course this filter has to be enabled. And in the war matchmaker here, you do not get to decide which map you're joining.
No.
We'll show you later how you can pick a city on the strategy map.
It's still possible.
It's still possible, but it basically puts the burden on you have to fit the right conditions to join that battle.
We have been removing some options for the matchmaking system because we felt that the matchmaker should obviously, with the less choices that the player have, the better the matchmaking actually works. And if you can cherry pick like battlefields and stuff, it just makes it really hard for the matchmaker to put you in a match. And we have these extreme waiting times because people have selecting some options that they don't really know is causing these kind of problems. So we've decided to remove some of the options for the matchmaker. And also it plays really well into the whole war thing where it's like as a soldier you do as you're told.
And as an officer, you get to decide a little bit more what happens in the war. We'll get into that later. Is everybody ready, I think, for the big demonstration?
We have people in the office sitting.
I guess we should. I'm going to just message Robotron, tell the others that we are go. And then, what we're going to do is join a assault mission with 2 squads. There's going to be my squad with Colling and Muerte, and there's going to be Splixen's squad with I forgot who his accomplices are going to be. I think it's Rito Injection and Rito Krieg. No. Oh, Greenbow and Krieg. Spitlash and Greenbow. Okay. Oh no, I just saw that there. Yes, sorry. And we'll be playing against 2 US squads with these are the names I was reading.
With more Ritos.
With more Ritos.
So many Ritos today.
Is everybody? I don't know if we can just join, because right now it's the only battle that's going on this server. So I just want to make sure that everybody's able to be in it at the same time.
The matchmaker should be able to find you a battle for you.
Because this is still being tested. It's still pre-release, but I mean it's fairly presentable now.
We're down to the minor box.
So I'm going to join, and hopefully we'll find the others. And we did a test run yesterday. It worked.
It worked. Everything worked.
I think I might have to. Oh, not even. Good.
There you go.
There you go. And here you see on the mission briefing, now you see which faction is controlling each access point. And this here, it's a little bit hard to see. The yellow circle, that's actually the US Army. Yeah. Yellow circle and star. So
make sure you're on D.
So and we want to. That's true. Thanks.
You're welcome.
We want to make sure that all of us, every one of our squads is on the same assault line, and that is something that as soon as it's done loading.
We are attackers here.
We are attackers, and that's it's gonna be fun.
Oh, you attack. I'm just gonna watch.
We have the fun
I'm
part
not
of
gonna
making
show
fun.
my poor gaming skills here.
Oh, so that Fred is relieved.
So
We
the
are
idea,
doing the talking,
yeah,
so-
that's the whole
so
point of
actually I
being
can
3.
drive a car.
Just make sure that we got our to-do list here.
There you go. It's
So-
gonna be fine.
While
first
we're
things
waiting,
first.
we're waiting for the battle to start. So I'm going to show. So we have a new also.
Oh yeah, I think that
scoreboard.
some of the old players are gonna love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
open it again.
Okay.
Open it again.
Yeah, I'm going to open the scoreboard again, and now you can press right mouse to interact with it. So I can see here that you have, for example, who was that, Muerte. So when he starts playing, we'll start
Let's see
seeing.
how-
And I could remove him from the squad if I wanted to, but
But we don't.
I
You
won't
would
do that.
You would miss out on so many benefits.
Exactly.
You're so
I
stupid.
want the benefits.
And look,
So now I want to make sure that I'm on the D line. I am. So if I wanted to instead move to the E line, I could use this new little button here,
Yeah.
relocate squad to access point. But there's a cooldown period for that. So once you
60
move
seconds.
it,
Yeah.
60
60
seconds is the time you have to wait until you can move your squad.
That's
to
actually
another.
one of the another important thing here is that
Swan.
the whole squad uses the same attack line. They draw the resources from the same area, so it's not possible to spread out over the entire
Really?
battlefield.
I'll,
And it's only the squad leader who determines when to switch to another attack line.
I'll go grab Culling.
oh, he's there.
There
Look.
he is. No, that's Blixen.
No, calling is
Yeah,
there.
I want him as a gunner because get in the car. No, not Muerte. Get out. Get out. That wasn't the deal. Can
Just-
somebody tell Muerte to get out?
Just deal with it. Hop on.
Where's the kick from vehicle button?
All right. Well, yeah. No, but the idea was that I wanted to do this and then look at Culling. And be all spontaneous, not scripted at all, and say, "Hey, there's Culling," and say,
Look at Colin and be all spontaneous.
Yeah, and Culling is the guy who he made it possible for a character model to be sitting here in the gunner seat. It's the first time we have that in a vehicle, that you can actually look at your passenger
That is awesome.
who is
That is
inside.
great. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
and actually, I can just say, because a lot of people ask for that, at the last Twitch stream that we fixed it so we can do this in the BA6 as well, in the recon vehicle.
And look, they have a tank.
is it going to be for
Yes,
for the D
that's-
update?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No,
So yeah, now we have.
they have a T70.
It's a T7T, so that's the auxiliary seat that squad number. What are they called actually? Team Vodka. So our allies of Team Vodka have an extra
Given-
seat for a tanker.
Now is the time to give a
Oh,
command.
now is the time to give
Look
a
at
command.
that.
Yeah, now we can give
You
command.
press Q
So
and mouse 1
yeah,
and attack.
and then so again, if you want to, I'll get out of the vehicle. If you want to give a command, so you have the Q button, and if
Yeah.
I select any point in the landscape, it's just a random point. It's going to be rally there.
Yeah.
And if I mouse over a control point,
Yes.
well, now it's gone because we captured
You can
it.
take the next
And
one.
you can see at the bottom
You
of the screen,
get a
squad command bonus.
Yeah.
I'll go get the next one. So instead of rally, if I mouse over the control point, then it becomes an attack command.
Yeah.
And now I've instructed my whole squad to attack.
The thing to see here is that it's only possible to give one command. You don't get like a list of commands that you can give. We try to keep it as simple as possible. So you can either, if you point in just anywhere, it goes to like a rally command. If you point over an enemy control point, it's attack. If you point it to an allied control point, then it becomes a defend command.
Command. Yeah.
And the command goes for your entire squad. So that you cannot sort of like say this guy should do this and this guy should do this and that. And that we thought that would make it far too complicated. And we have fairly small squads anyway. The trick is that the squad leader is able to see what the other squad leaders' commands are. And the idea is obviously that if you're a squad leader, you look at what the other guys are doing. If one other squad is attacking, maybe you should flank instead. So it's sort of like the squad leaders working together in one layer, and then you have your squad members on the lower level
you're under attack.
of command.
Yeah, we're taking fire here.
So that's the idea by having such as, in some people say very simple, but I actually think it's a really nice and you can do a lot of stuff with it, and it's still very simple to understand.
Oh well, it should be straightforward. It should not be too much because it would be all too confusing. I mean, these are the objects of the game. This is what you're supposed to do.
And the squads doesn't really get big enough to justify having a really complex order system.
I'm not being very.
Ooh. There's also
trying to headshot somebody with a. Oh,
Yay!
I did.
The other squad leader's command, you can see them by hovering over the capture points.
Yeah.
And if there's a standing attack order on a capture point, you will see that when you want to give the command yourself, basically. So you can really coordinate.
My gunner's taking care of everybody here.
While you hide in the car.
He could close his hatch if he presses command like I do. But
well done.
Yeah, like that. So, oh wait, where's the guy? There he is.
Get the damn Americans!
So now I think. Oh wait, are we? Okay.
There, you gain some points on your squad leader ribbon.
Yeah, that's great. Squad command bonus.
More points. More
well
points.
Well done.
More stuff to do with your points.
Also, another cool thing I think many players waited for is that only your squad can use the gunner seat of your vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. So no more random guy abuses your.
So if you don't like your gunner, you can just fire him from the squad.
Yes.
But you don't get the benefits, right?
Yeah. If you dismiss somebody from the squad, you don't get the benefits, and
they're not replaced.
They are not replaced. The seat is not going to be replaced, and you'll be permanently one man less.
Yeah.
But if somebody leaves, it's replaced.
Only if there's room in the battle. Obviously, we don't want to have a system where.
Where everybody's in the waiting.
Yeah, but also where players can kick each other from the actual battle. So it's we have to sort of like take care of a lot of briefing issues is within this stuff.
This gets interesting. So if we could just remove our faces for a little bit there.
Is that necessary?
Just to show this list. So I have a recon character. He's grayed out because if I look at the resources here on the D line, you see them at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we have our 2 squads there. We have infantry, we have armor, but we don't have any recon. So I can't deploy as my recon character.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't have any recon resources in this whole battle. So my auxiliary seat here
was an unwise choice.
It was an unwise choice because I didn't get to see.
Yeah, but that's kind of like one of the things that it does give us a bit more flexibility, but it's not something that's where you can set up something that covers everything, and that's kind of like one of the things about war is that there's a lot of uncertainty involved in the battle. So
I'll rejoin my guys.
You have to also always play to your strengths.
Oops, facing you.
Maybe you should give a rally order. No, that would be a good idea.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah, rally order. Can I do that? Well, I know. Rally right here.
Yeah. So now you should also wait at the rally point.
Now you saw that
it was already.
Now you saw that you got some XP.
Yeah.
From the rally order that was completed by the guys who was actually sitting in the.
That's what it was. Yeah, cutting was in my seat, so.
Obviously, rallying is not gonna give you that many XP. That's very low. It's just to encourage people to do something with the squads. The best points are obviously given for when you complete attack and defend orders. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it should make sure that you actually advance faster now with your rank, because you get a lot of XP from your team doing great.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things is that you're actually now rewarded for standing outside of the capture zone.
Capture zone.
And defending while the others are capturing.
Yeah, which is a great thing because now you can really facilitate your strengths. So
I took a nice
2 are capturing, 1 is standing outside, kind of taking care of approaching enemies. So that's absolutely great. Nobody's missing out anymore. So it gets really.
It's also it's a thing where in the end it's there's a shared bonus among the squad players, so everybody on the squad gets a part of the sort of like the accumulated XP that was generated. So it's actually, you can also see it like a good player in a squad with bad players. He can still give some of his winnings to the other team members, and so they can advance quicker.
They can advance quicker and they learn something. I think it's also great that you have these roles that you can take on the roles as a squad leader and actually make other players better.
Yeah.
Teach them how to play the game more tactically, or what to do, what not to do. So the overall quality of
that's actually I think that's at least one of our hopes is that the game will facilitate a lot more, that like veteran players will actually start to teach new players how to play the game.
Exactly.
Because it's a known fact that nobody reads the text anywhere. They just want to play.
That's exactly the point, and then you get frustrated because you don't know. So now you can actually, the system allows you to help each other out. Yeah. What's happening here?
The thing is that we can't deploy on a conflicted zone where the if a teammate got killed recently on a point or near a point, then there's a cooldown period before we can deploy there again.
And you just should not die.
That's the best scenario.
That's the best scenario.
Actually, I need to correct myself. When I said before that nobody reads the text, obviously you guys all read the text. It's the other guys that doesn't read it.
We heard that some guys actually don't read. Can you believe it?
I just went full.
You got physical training for that. That's
full reto.
So your turn. Yes.
We are
push
trying
forward.
To
I would say.
Are we? We still have my attack order is still standing.
Then you should follow it yourself.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Not good.
Okay, good. I wanted to do this. There we go.
Nice.
And yes. See. It's not so bad after all.
Maybe we should show the menu a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's something there that people have been
Now you can show it what you wanted to show before.
There's a mystic F5 menu that has come back into the game.
What do I want to show? Oh yeah, actually we should show, for example, Muerte. So Muerte likes to kill Reto Injection. That's his nemesis. And you can see, so it's really nice. Favorite weapon, favorite vehicle, savior kills, revenge kills, battle time. And you also have, you can do it with your enemies also. Yeah. You can see, that guy likes to kill me.
As you
can
see.
Check out the new columns that has come back into the, it shows you...
which one?
All the numbers on the right side.
On the right side?
This here. That's true, because that used to be broken down
a lot
differently, right?
Fewer. It's the old F5 menu had a lot more numbers from the actual game, and we tried to bring that back actually here. And
so
we have tanks destroyed. Okay, the resources that we have at our disposal. Planes destroyed, tanks destroyed. This is for the entire town.
Yeah, that's for the entire battle.
It's not just for the line we're on.
That's the sort of like the battle resources. So that's all the resources combined. And you see that there's the kills and deaths and headshots as well is on the list again.
And if I look at this here, the two chevrons, they tell me that I'm squad leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll try, actually, since I'm dead, I'll try using a different character. So if I have my soldier selection screen here, I can decide to be my... see, that's really neat. I can be my other infantry guy, but it says you will unable to issue orders as a squad member. So I will be downgraded from squad leader while I'm playing with this character.
That is because in order to be able to give orders in a squad, you need to be not just an enlisted soldier, you need to be like an NCO class soldier, which means you have to have at least rank 6 in order to give commands. And so in order to make sure that you cannot just play the system of just joining in with your high-ranking soldier and then switch to a low-ranking soldier, we made it so that if your soldier doesn't have rank 6 or more, he doesn't get the benefits of being a squad leader.
Yeah.
And, if he's lower than rank 6, we call him a squad leader cadet instead. So that you have to play as you actually have to play a while as the squad member in order to rank up, and then when you are high enough rank, you can switch and start playing your own squad.
Yeah, well, you can also open squads and be squad leader cadet. You still can do that. You
Yes,
just don't
but you
have the
can't-
commands.
Yeah. But so the difference, you can see it here with.
It's just one chevron.
He's got one chevron, so he's a squad leader cadet.
Yeah.
And if I'm a squad member, well, we can see it here that would be a downwards triangle.
Yeah.
And that basically just is
You
everybody
see it
else.
at the bottom of the screen there as well.
Yeah, you see it here. Yeah, that's true. So now I'll join the squad as a non-squad leader. It really the only difference is I don't get to issue orders.
Yeah.
And I get to follow orders instead, right?
See, it's fairly quick to get to rank 6, and we're actually trying to change the game a little bit towards that new players are having less options, so they have to sort of like play the game in order to, you say, unlock more options in the game. We are working on some other features as well that will further go down that route of having very few options in the beginning of the game and then adding options as you progress, rather than just presenting everything at once.
To make the learning process just
sort of like
just smoother, not confront players with everything at once, which
This
can
was
be
not a good
can be
choice.
confusing.
Yeah.
This was not a good choice. I'm not used to sniping with the PTRD.
Who's giving orders now?
Yeah.
Nobody is. I should maybe get
You should,
myself killed
yes.
and then
Yeah.
which is probably.
So
going to
this is
happen
another
very soon.
thing that happens if you actually switch your character. The rest of your squad will be lost. So it's a good idea to stay with
stay a
your
leader,
squad
yeah.
leader. If you're a member, you could switch your characters if it's the same type
Right.
or the auxiliary seat.
Now
So there's
I'll,
no free switching anymore.
Nope.
But there aren't that many players that actually use that.
No,
all the time.
it actually is.
It also does something for the balance of the battles, I think.
Yeah,
So
it's we can
way
say like
more mapped out.
Yeah, and you can say that this way of limiting the soldier class to the squad also puts a limit on, especially on tanks. Has been a much requested thing that we limit the amount of tanks in each battle. So now we can have the matchmaker control how many tanks are actually available in the game, rather than having 18 tanks of limiting the soldier class to the squad also puts a limit on, especially on tanks. Has been a much requested thing that we limit the amount of tanks in each battle. So now we can have the matchmaker control how many tanks are actually available in the game, rather than having 18 tanks in the battle.
Against infantry guys.
Yeah.
So if you join a battle with a tank squad, it is very likely that there will be one other tank squad.
Yes.
So each side has one tank squad and not.
And the tank squads are quite small as well. They start up by having just 2 players. So they're small squads. It's not like these 8 players tank squads. That's not possible. I think the largest you can have a tank squad is actually 4 players. So it's hopefully it's going to get less tanks in the game and better tanks.
More focused.
Yeah.
More balanced.
So there is reasoning behind some of our decisions.
Everybody's on the second floor. So you have to be careful what you wish for. Not very efficient right now. Okay, it's well. No, I mean,
But you can also communicate with your squad through chat. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
always say,
let's,
guys down there.
Actually, yeah, that's a good observation. We can switch by pressing tab in the bottom of the screen. Actually, now it's hidden by my face, but if I press tab at the bottom of the screen, we can switch between squad and team chat.
So you can
if I tell the squad, get downstairs, go. So
ideally not get killed in doing so. But you have the opportunity to communicate with your team
Can you write it again?
and the squad. Now you can also do the switch. So now they will see that it switches from squad to team if you press tab.
Oh yeah.
Because we have that.
Oh, you mean in the chat here?
Yeah.
So sorry. So in the chat, if I press tab, you can see it here. Blue, green, green, blue. So yeah, of course, everything that's blue identifies your team as friendlies, and everything that's green is your squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
which I think is fairly straightforward. I think
That's kind of like the new color to learn is the bright green one. Is that signifies anything that has to do with squad.
Squad, yeah. Understanding?
Yep. So now I think we're gonna go
Push.
straight through the front door,
Yep.
Bruce Willis style. Yippee-ki-yay. So nice. Nice touch. Ooh. Oh, I think this is not a friendly.
Nope.
Do you like grenades?
Wounded. Both though. So now we're actually not
Can I
talking
get an
anymore.
amen?
Now we're just
Looking.
Where's the
But
But
it's
you see actually
that's my
there's a
guy.
lot of XP coming in.
Yep.
And if we could see the other player screens, you would see that they would get a lot of XP
popping
as well.
up as well.
Yeah.
So that's really great that you advance on the ribbons.
Yeah, and what's good for your friends is good for you.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we tried to put in as many things as possible that was like that underpins the team effort in playing.
Ta-da!
Great success.
Well done.
Yes. Now we want to show the generals
Yes.
how they can join.
Also,
First
it's,
we,
But
we
first
wanna
we
look
want to
at
show
a-
this.
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at the battle
I
report.
love getting ahead of myself. You have no idea.
I know.
I'm like 5 kilometers
I know.
that way.
I work with you like every day.
So, what do we have here? We have my combat experience earnings. So that's straightforward. But then if I go back to that's actually that wasn't the squad leader. This is the
This
squad
is the
leader.
squad leader.
That's my
That
other
makes way more
character.
sense.
So this character just earned a truckload of squad benefits. But this is the final score. This is the raw units that are calculated, and these units are not the same on every row.
That's the old thing with
Right.
with this list is that it's different things that triggers the different bonuses.
So like you have
it's
one
actually-
victory.
But so there's only the numbers out here that actually matters. Those are the ones that.
That's what we-
But you'll see that there's a lot of squad order
Yeah.
bonus success, and there's squad
So-
benefits, and there's
Yeah.
everything, and there's lots of stuff that you get XP from doing that has relating to your squad.
Anything else I can show in this? Maybe this squad leader ribbon.
Yep. There you also can see what the veteran membership bonus actually does. You see it on the ribbons it's very visible there, and also in the battle
is-
report.
You'll also see that you actually get just keep it there before you saw that you had the veteran bonus.
Here, I mean?
No, the other one.
No, not this here.
No, but you'll see. Stop.
In which ribbon?
Don't move.
This one.
Veteran bonus here
Yeah.
is 1500
It's
XP,
1500, yeah.
and because of you're in a squad with other veteran members, you
Yeah.
get 150
the
extra.
10%.
Yeah.
I'm. That's the 10%.
Yes,
okay,
that's the
okay,
10%.
good. Yes, that is the 10%. Yes.
Yep.
And you see, it's the same one here, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
It's the 15. Yeah.
150.
Oh no, it's a different. No, it's a different because I got. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
bonus
Yeah,
all
bonus,
over.
bonus. Because
There you see.
this is the XP I earn on this ribbon.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is my rank XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
yes.
a little
Yep.
bit slow to
So.
read it. So, and otherwise, this doesn't change. It's still the way we're used to it.
Yeah.
But the XP breakdown here is taking into account the squad.
Yeah.
Can I move on to?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I can
think
see
we're
that
there now.
We're there. Yeah.
there is actually I can see in the chat quite a lot of players who's asking about the how do I control my assault teams, or how do I get into battles with my
Yeah,
assault teams?
we get to get now.
Show it now.
We should now.
So, we are looking at. Actually, I'm going to display the factions instead. So I'm dark dark beige as the Soviet Union, and here I am. I have troops in Neubrandenburg. Burg. Sorry,
It's not Danish.
I've been living in Denmark too long. So, but this is Vakkerol, right?
Vakkerol, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So I take my infantry from Neubrandenburg and I attack Vakkerol. And while my troops are moving, you can see that they're moving to the city. I'll go and just show you that I still have my squad here. So Merte and Colling are still in my squad. Now I'm going to, as the squad leader, I started this battle. So now we can see this. And so the battle's being prepared. It's going to be ready in 5 minutes. And this is admin options, never mind that. But this, you'll have red X's if anything in your squad doesn't meet the requirements. So you will, for example, the battle has to exist. You have to be the squad leader of a squad, and of course, it might seem like super obvious, but squad members belong to the same faction. The first time we tested it, we just played a stage battle with people from different factions or people who never picked a faction yet.
Yeah.
You don't meet the requirements,
they have to join the war on the same side in order to play in the war.
So it's always easier to, I think, first form your squad, then move your troops, and then attack somewhere, right? And of course, the battle has to contain resources that matches the squad type. So, what does that mean exactly? Oh, and is owned by the squad, by a squad member, a squad player.
That's kind of like it's a long sentence, complicated, but it means that. Obviously, the battle needs to contain, if you're an infantry squad, it needs to contain infantry resources. But it also needs to contain resources, infantry resources that are owned by you or one of your squad members. So you cannot play in so like just a random war battle that you just pick, because then right now it's on live you can like speed click and you can do all sorts of griefing things with elder counts and all sorts of stuff that the players are doing. So we decided to put that choice into the hands of our glorious matchmaker. And the only way to have a chance of actually joining your own battles or battles with your own resources in is to actually have the resource in the battle and have a squad. So
should I join? You said?
Go on Slack. Read on
Oh,
Slack.
sorry.
So if you have resources in the battle, the matchmaker will prioritize between the players who have resources in the battles, which means that the player who have the most, I think it's actually calculated by the value of the resources. So it's not enough to just have like 1 billion infantry. If you have heavy tanks, you get a higher
prioritized.
Yeah, you get a higher prioritized because it's on the value of the resources.
Which also really serves the generals because their resources have a higher value now, and they can control them.
Yeah.
Much better.
It does change the strategy game a bit because it changes from being generals that are spread out all over the map to concentrating their forces on single battles instead to be able to actually get into those battles. So it puts more effort into having the generals actually communicate on where to attack, because they are now they're not spread out as much as they or some might still do that, but they won't be able to join their own battles. Yeah. So that's kind of like it's a big change, and I think it's one of those changes that we are prepared to take some flack for that, but it's all made out of sense to remove some of the I would say that the unfortunate side effects of the old system. People playing on other sides with their elder counts, ping grabbing, and all sorts of other griefing mechanics. Right now, with the new system, that's going to be really, really hard to do. So we think it's all for the best. Yeah. All power to the matchmaker.
So should I actually let the timer run out? Show you what happens. Yeah, it's better if I'm gonna let it run out instead of joining the battle, because if I join the battle, we're just gonna join the battle. Yeah. If I let the timer run out, you'll see what happens if you have the time during which the battle is being prepared. Right now it's set to 5 minutes, which is what is default on live. We might adjust that value if need be. Yeah. So what it means is like if you send your troops into combat, you have 5 minutes to be
actually
ready
join,
to join.
Yeah.
And if you don't, while the battle is being prepared, then the counter will update in a few seconds, I think. I'll just make sure to...
Yeah, 22. There you go.
There you go, there's my mouse. I'll just do this, because in 22 seconds I think it's it's still 22 seconds. Yeah, it's not in real time, that countdown, but so 7 seconds. Yeah. So when the timer reaches 0, what happens is that you no longer have the option to join directly, and it tells you why. Is that the battle has started.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now it shows somebody else to come in.
But so if you want to join that battle, you can, maybe. If you use the matchmaker and you have the right kind of troops and you
But
have the right kind
There's
of...
still a high possibility,
But one of the major thing is that we remove the long list of battles where you can select cherry pick which one you want to get into, and it was good for some players, but it was also a nightmare for others because it was like being abused a lot, and it wasn't really fair. Because it was like who can click the fastest.
There's a question from the chat. There's a guy called Ice Dice who's asking, what about guys who don't have friends to squad up with?
Well, you will make friends because you automatically squad up.
For playing in the war, if you don't have friends to squad up with, you have to have friends to squad up with. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to have a single player guy. Playing
lone wolf.
Lone wolfing it with his heavy tank squad. That's just doesn't make sense to us.
So I hadn't asked that question before. So you cannot join the war unless somebody invites you to a squad, or you create your own and invite people.
Yeah.
I don't see why people would say no to that unless you're impossible to play with.
No, but it's also if you have I would assume if you have resources in the battle, you have heavy tank and stuff, it would be a very popular guy to let into the squad.
Yeah, I'm sure you have to turn people down. So this being said, I just heard that it's 4 p.m. That usually means the end.
Oh, usually.
Yeah.
Have we? Oh yeah, there's a giveaway thing. We can do.
Maybe I should actually say that I will probably be more frequent on some of the other some of the Twitchers chats the next couple of days and weeks, just to answer questions about this stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions.
We're also doing tutorials. We're doing a very elaborate blog post on this, so we will follow up.
So this is the little interface thing that I use to, make people happy. I will click this button now, and all you have to do is type !gold, and you are eligible for this giveaway. I'll pick the winner in a few seconds. I'll give everybody 30 seconds to join, something like that. And in the meantime, I'll just make sure we've covered all of our content for today.
By the way, have you seen the camouflage?
The which one?
In the battle.
Oh, the one we were wearing. Yeah.
We didn't even mention it, but
yeah, that's true.
But we're gonna put the video on YouTube later, so you can always watch it there.
Well, we showed it a little bit last time, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll do a blog post about it probably tonight. Later.
Soon.
I'm gonna go make some screenshots real quick.
I actually just need to clarify one thing, because I've seen some of the threads on the forums. They're saying, why don't you just make the servers more stable
instead of camo?
I can assure you that there are very, very different disciplines involved in game development, and the guy who does the characters certainly doesn't have the skill to create to fix bugs on the servers, and vice versa.
How does Plixel say it? He says, you wouldn't have your dentist fix your floor. You wouldn't have a carpenter fix your teeth. It's exactly the same logic.
We have some labor laws here in Denmark that prevents us from actually just firing people when we need somebody else. It's like it's actually pretty expensive for a Danish company to just let people go if they are not used today. So it makes sense for us to actually produce other stuff, then we can't just shuffle around. And,
We also don't want to fire people.
No, that's
We
true.
actually like it.
No, but I think I think that if other countries have a lot more like it's just workers just in and out, and that's not how it works in Denmark.
So now
So you have to be happy
Stop
about
it
the
now.
camouflage. God
they
damn it.
just want their gold. Stop it.
You're so convincing. So, but one thing speaks louder than camouflage, and it's gold.
Gold, gold, gold.
Mr. Coot just earned 1,000 gold if he just manifests himself. Mr. Coot, knock twice if you are with us, or maybe not. Are you with us, Mr. Or is Mr. Coot?
I hope it's cool.
There he is.
Yay!
Smiley. So congratulations, and I think Splixen will send you the gold. This being said,
I just need to say one thing because
What?
I see in the chat there's a lot of questions about this. We didn't explain it too well, the lone wolfing thing.
Yeah.
If you come into the game and you don't have any friends, obviously you just press on the enter combat button, you go, and then you get matched into a squad. That's it. So you get put into other people's squads.
yeah.
So that's how it works.
So it's too late to show it because we're not in the battle. But if I dismiss somebody from a squad, I don't get a new random guy.
No.
I'm stuck with just the guys.
No, you
that I
actually
have.
might get a new random guy.
You can get a new
Yeah,
random
you
guy.
can. If he leaves your squad,
Yeah,
and
leaving
leaving
is
it
not
open,
dismissing.
and there's room in the battle, you will probably get another random dude.
How?
Yeah. But
While
only,
the battle is running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While the battle is running.
But
Okay.
obviously, if there's 18 players, we don't let any more players into the battle. But if some players have left the battle,
left this battle, not your squad.
yeah. If one guy leaves your squad,
Yeah.
so there's an empty seat in your squad, and he also leaves the battle, then there's an empty seat in the battle, and then a new guy will be put into your squad.
Okay.
But
So-
also you have the option of if you don't have any friends, you just press play and you'll be put into a squad. So
And if for some reason that squad dismisses you, you get put into another squad,
Yes.
and it keeps going like that
Yeah.
until you have some kind of stable relationship.
yeah, but also it's the same thing. You can always leave a squad if you find that this is not doing they're not going the way that you want to go or whatever. So you can always leave the squad, or if the squads if somebody comes into your squad and just messes around with everything, you can actually
dismiss.
you can dismiss him from the squad. So there is these options to
Okay.
But I would not dismiss randomly because
yeah.
this seat is not filled again. You cannot.
Yeah. It makes sense to
Yeah.
actually try and keep people in the
Yeah.
squad and try to work with it rather
Yeah.
than just going the. It's like the we don't. How can I say this without being too rude for the lone wolfers? But the game is a lot better played with a group of friends and in a group.
Or a group of people that will become your friends.
Yeah, the tactics just work so much better. So we kind of like disencourage people from playing the lone wolf, but it's still possible to do if you really want to.
But assume, for example, I have a squad with mostly infantry, and I have an extra seat for a recon. If he doesn't storm the objectives, he stays back and supports the attack by killing people.
Yes,
he's actually
he can
working
actually
with the squad,
yeah,
right?
Still do that.
Still bonus.
So he's
Yeah.
lone wolfing-ish. Not really.
But also,
yeah.
it's like for example, the recon squads are very small. You can actually just have a perfectly fine recon squad with 2 guys.
Yeah.
That's fine. Or you can open up your infantry squads. I'm just going to invite one guy and then have 3 seats open for random players that just get matched in.
If I look back at the, where's my mouse? There's 6 seats maximum.
Yeah.
So I mean, 2 people is a squad.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
people is also. I mean, most squads will be 3 people.
Yeah.
Just to begin with, at least.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They are
So-
fairly, and it's obviously our dear's matchmaker really likes small squads. So
I think we had enough content for one day. We're gonna wrap it up. We have a special shout out. There's a guy called VL. I think VL is his clan. V-Kate. He sent us some sour candy.
Oh, yeah.
We still have as well.
We're like our internal organs are being like
Yeah, no,
dissolving.
I've used up my my ration of sugar
Send
for the
more!
for the next 5 years. Spixen
Oh, no.
says it's
I think next challenge would be a crate of Köstritzer beer from Germany.
beer. Yeah. I will steal one of Spixen's hoodies and give it to you if you bring beer.
No, it has to be a crate and it has to be good beer. It's like not anything.
Have beer.
Yeah, let me have one.
Hoodie.
So today we talked about the news. We talked about the coming Divieta update and where the name comes from. We spent the rest of the episode talking about the new squad game flow. And we of course did our random giveaway. And here's actually a shout out.
One more.
There's one more shout out, and it's kind of a shame that. Wait, I know what I'll do. I'll do this. I'll go and grab the link to iWaxy, one of our Twitchers, on where is it? On YouTube. He posted a new video. I think it's yeah. I'm sorry about that. I didn't open it before. Is it this one? Yes. There we go. So if you want to go check this out, it's a HNG top 5 plays. So what iWaxy is doing is actually he's doing a video contest.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So this
That's
is
nice.
this is an announcement. I think right now there's a voiceover on this thing, and so he's he's basically wants to collect the most for I think this first time is going to be funny videos. I don't know if he's going to keep the theme as fun. So he will pick the top 5 funny videos and showcase them. So this is the YouTube video where you can actually hear the details.
Good initiative.
Yeah, and very cool initiative.
Great.
So you have here the actual rules of his video contest. So you can go to just Twitch TV/iWaxy for his Twitch channel, and then his YouTube channel is called. It's also called iWaxy. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, close the.
Oh, sorry. There's an ad in the. Well, too bad now. We don't see it. If you, I'm gonna just close this tab now. If you missed the beginning of this episode, it's also going to be on YouTube later on. We are also going to put it on our Twitch channel. You can follow our Twitch channel with the sidebar here, and you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Steam, and of course our own website, www.heroesandgenerals.com. And we will be back Friday the 27th of May, which is in 2 weeks. It's amazing we made it through Friday the 13th without any major catastrophe. It must be.
There are a few hours in the day left.
So we're going to go and make the most of Friday the 13th. Thank you for watching and thank you for playing. Have a nice weekend.
Hi.
Bye bye.